Hey everyone, my name's Eddie, and today I've got something different. I've got a magazine issue, and specifically a Lego Ninjago one. So basically, I know in most places of the world they don't actually have these magazines. I'm not too sure where, but here in Australia we actually do. Or at least we did start to have them a few years back. I'm not too sure because I never saw them growing up as a kid. But maybe 5, 6 years ago, I remember seeing some at my local news agency, and I've been collecting most since they started appearing. But yeah, this one's issue 122, and I'll show you pretty much what's inside and the minifigures it comes with here in Australia, because I know it can vary place to place. Yeah, here it is, issue 122, which is kind of crazy. I can't believe how many there are. But regardless, this one comes with two minifigures. One of the climbing suits, specifically the J1, and I think this one maybe came up with crystallized. I think that's his crystallized, like just normal generic green suit. But regardless, this is what the cover looks like. It's got an image of the J figure, the specific one advertising on this magazine. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It obviously is currently advertising the current seasons of a show. I believe in Australia the magazines are slightly behind compared to other places around the world. Maybe it's not, but regardless, it obviously has advertisements for specific Lego sets on the market right now, and that one's for the climbing mech of Kai. It's got the just info sheet with the chapters and everything, and yeah, there's always some cool information and bits in these magazines. I believe obviously that's how to build the specific minifigure, and the cool accessories. Got a maze or puzzle, one of those matching things. Then it's got like another one of those, another activity. Yeah, they're just pretty full of activities, honestly. And yeah, I think I've never obviously loved to like damage my magazines because I like to keep them in kind of cool condition, which defeats the purpose of activities. But regardless, yeah, it's got also some comics. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna read those out today, but I'll just show you briefly. Obviously, everything inside. And the comics aren't too bad. They're like kind of short, but they're not too long as well. But yeah, I think they're not canon to the show, but I've always loved them, and I always consider them pretty much canon if they don't really, like obviously, like contradict any existing information. But yeah, and they always have posters. That one's a pretty cool one, and yeah, I think this one's sick. That one's absolutely amazing. I love this one. Yeah, I really like that one. And the bottom half of the other one. Another puzzle. And yeah, part 2 of the magazine. Yeah, I think not bad, honestly. Another page. And yeah, I think there's just 2 parts in this one. I'm not too sure. Maybe there's sometimes 3 parts, but yeah, regardless, that's also another advertisement for one of the current sets out right now. I think that's a spot difference one. Just some information. Sometimes they have like recaps or like just character like spotlights or any of those cool stuff. I haven't actually looked at this magazine before today. So yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. Got some nice advertisements, obviously enticing the kids to want to get some of the merch. It's got some cool puzzles, activities, obviously a great poster. And yeah, I believe that's one of those. Too sure. Oh yeah, this one's a pretty cool activity. I've always loved those. And yeah, it's got a teaser for the next figure in the next edition. And so yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. Yeah, this one's definitely a cool one. But that's all I have to say right now for the magazine itself. So now I'll show you the minifigures. So this is a featured minifigure in this edition of the magazine, and I think it's pretty cool. It's a climber suit of J, which I'm not too sure if it was exclusive actually, but I know it did come in the Kai's climber mech. But regardless, it's got a cool suit. I think the standard face print and everything about that, and it's got the 2 custom weapons or accessories, specifically the grappling hooks in this edition. And so yeah, I'm not too sure if they'd include the pack or like the molded pieces, but this is a really cool, unique build for obviously this featured figure. And so yeah, there's not too much to say about it because it's the same as all the sets, the standard figure in the sets. But yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. And here is the second minifigure. It's the crystallized suit for Lloyd in the foil pack. I believe they started switching to paper bags for the later half of the crystallized magazine editions, and I think the foil packs like obviously weren't very good for the environment, but I think they look so much cooler. The printing's just very vibrant on this one's, especially. I think on the late editions, and it was pretty messy with the ripping up on this one. But the point is, I think they've gotten better with the printing and making it more vibrant. But definitely in the earlier paper bags, they just weren't it. Yeah, I'm not going to open this one today because obviously it's an older figure and I might just keep it sealed for now. But yeah, it's pretty much everything just shown on the foil pack. It's got the two weapons, the figures, and yeah. I do miss the foil packs, but I think they switch it out for the better because it's much better. But yeah, it gives obviously some kind of nostalgia because that's what they used to be. But yeah, this one's pretty cool, I think. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about this issue. I think it's cool. It comes with too many figures this time. I think sometimes when I have leftover ones, they can give a bonus to some ones. They normally come with one. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm a local news agency. It retails for $13.99 Australian dollars, and I think it's not a bad deal. It's obviously just depends where you are and where you get it from, but I think it's pretty cool. They were about like $10.99 back in like 2018 when I first saw them, but again, everything's going up, and I think it's a good deal for what you get. It comes with lots of activities, a minifigure, and this one too, and that's pretty cool. I do wish the Australian ones came with the trading cards because I really love them, but unfortunately they sold them in 2018 with the existing magazines, but they stopped after that because I'm pretty sure, like the magazines, they're only specifically sold in specific countries. But yeah, I think apart from that, like I think this is a really cool addition. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. And yeah, this video was kind of different today, but I hope it was again nice and cool, different, refreshing, and just all this stuff. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, so I guess I'll see you next Monday with my next upload. See you then.